Alright, welcome to another episode of Wayside Survival. This is a video that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but I was just never finished, happy with what I've got. So, today, we're going to be talking about Bob. I like Bob. Bob's very handy. It's got a lot of things I like to use. But anyway, before we get into that, some of you may not like what I have here. Some of you may love what I have here. Some of you may be indifferent. This is what I like. This is what I prefer. This is just my opinion. If you don't like it, then this video wasn't intended for you. But feel free to leave suggestions that you think would make it better. But anyway, let me go about what principle I base my bug out bag on. Several principles to begin with. We've got the basic needs for survival. Not just survival, but life in general. And I've put them in the order that I believe they are most important. We got water, we got warmth, we got shelter, food, and security. Now, we move on to the next principle, and that's the rules of three. The rules of three. 3 minutes without oxygen, without air, you will suffer brain damage and potentially death. 3 days without water results in death. 3 weeks without food results in death. That's why food is so low here, yet water is so high. And then these two are kind of interchangeable. But anyway, now we move on to the last principle, and that is the other rules of three. 3 ways to find food, 3 ways to start a fire, 3 ways to get water, to defend yourself, ways to escape, etc., etc. 3 ways. At least 3 ways. And I try to keep that true. So, let's break into it and see what we got, starting with water. Alright, so this is everything that fits in my bugger bag, with a few exceptions that are still on there. Like, we got the sleeping mat. That's a sleeping bag, summer sleeping bag, fleece sleeping bag, liner thing, whatever you want to call it, inside a waterproof casing. Got my arrow still attached. There's a space blanket on the inside. But other than that, virgin olive oil. Don't fall. Bad. But anyway, so let's start with water. What do I have for water? Well, not everything's listed here, but for water, I have things are falling everywhere here. I have 1 bladder full. I have 2 32-ounce bottles. I have 1 metal bottle with a little cozy on it. I'm not sure how much this holds. And where is it? I have, this bag has a major water filter that applies directly to these, some iodine tablets, and I think there's a filter straw in there too. Now, if there's not, I gotta get one and put it in there. So that's my thing with water. But this one in particular has it's metal, so I can heat it up, and then I can take the cozy, say on a cool night, put this in the cozy, zip it back up, and then I can put it in the sleeping bag with me and hold it against my body to help keep me warm. So, that is what I have for water. Let us move on to warmth. I have a blanket, I have 2 lighters, well, I have my fire starting kit here, and then I have a sleeping bag that I forgot to put on here. So over there's the blanket, the sleeping bag's up there, and my fire kit is right here. Inside my fire kit, I have lighters. The lighters on the counter there. I was using them to light some candles. But I have lighters, I have an emergency candle, I have fire steel, fire logs, and waterproof matches. So, many ways to start a fire there. Well, fix it later. Now let's talk about the shelter. I have one 6x8 brown and green tarp. Both, one side's brown, one side's green. I have a bug netting. I have a one-man hammock. I have a little travel pillow for comfort, convenience, and another waterproof little sack thing. I also have a what is this? This is 1.5 centimeters, a little over half an inch of Thermarest padding. So that's what I have for my shelter. For my food, my list is a little short because I currently don't really have much in there, and because I kind of ate it all on my last trip and I have to restock. But I have some Cliff Bars, some MRE things. I'm going to put some trail mix and a few other protein bars and stuff like that in there for MG. Food is food. Standard nutrition rules apply. Just got to watch your weight, or watch the weight of the food in the bag. And then there's security. There's all this for security. Ranges from a 22 takedown survival rifle, 22 takedown, with a box of 550, 500, I don't know, something, over 500 bullets, to a machete that has multiple purposes, from chopping wood to being a defensive weapon, to a hatchet that stores a small saw blade in the handle, which again is also good for chopping and splitting wood. Then we have one of my favorite things is my takedown bow and arrow with dozen-plus arrow tips. Then we get into first aid, because I consider first aid part of security. And on the first aid I have, I'm doing this with one hand, guys, sorry. I have a small surgical kit. I am not a surgical professional, but I do know a few little things like suturing and stuff like that. It's kind of dirty and needs to be cleaned out. Never thought that. Learn something every day. Then I have a small pouch that has, I think, 5 pairs of gloves in it. And I'm not going to really open up the bag and go into detail about that. Go look on Nut and Fancy's channel and search for his first aid stuff. That's where I got the inspiration for most of this. But I will open it up and give you a quick peek at it. So roughly we have miscellaneous items from Neosporin to a CPR face shield, some painkillers, medical tape, folding splint, tourniquet, and lots of different blood stoppers and gauze and stuff like that. So, amongst other things, that's basically my medical kit. Again, go check out Nut and Fancy's, and I built mine kind of like his with my own twist in. Moving on. So let's see. I always carry multiple knives with me. And one of the knives is this knife right here, because it is just a knife that I can go out and just beat the crap out of this knife and it will always be good. So I'm going to lay this right here out of the way. But that's the only knife that's actually attached to the bag. Another knife, I'll probably have a K-bar, which I keep in the bedroom with me. And I've always got my belt knife and just a flip-out knife. And maybe a multi-tool. But combinations of those. So then we move on to flashlights. Currently I only have 2 flashlights on here. I have a small little solar power flashlight with 2 LEDs in it. Then I have this slightly larger 3 LED flashlight crank. And I have some 91% alcohol, and I forget what this is called. I think it's called like Dramamine or something. Don't quote me on that. It's another antiseptic like this, like the alcohol. And I have this very important piece of equipment, which is a snakebite kit. So, and I believe, hopefully, lastly, for the surgery, I have, or surgery, wow, security. Don't want to perform surgery with these. I have 4 hunting arrow tips that flail out. So these right here pull out when they hit the animal. So that's about it for security, I believe. Alright, let's move on to the next to last thing. Alright, last piece of paper, but next to last thing. Other things I have are a solar panel, a small little solar panel, which I carry right here. A mini speaker and the appropriate charging cable for it. Some rim oil, a gun cleaning kit that will clean that gun, and an AR, my AR, if I decide to carry that with me. But it's mostly for that gun right there. There's that other lighter. Inside here also, I also have one of those little tree wire things. I just bought this. I've never tried it. I don't know if it works, so I can't say if it's any good or not. It's not even the one I wanted, but I'm gonna try it out. It was only $3. If not, it was a $3 learning experience. But anyway, other things I have is a shovel and sharpening stones. Because if your equipment gets bad, then you have no equipment to use. Gun's only good until it jams up because of how dirty it is. And blades are only good until they get dull. I'd have to say perhaps the bow is the only thing in here, so long as I can keep my arrows, that will stay good for pretty much forever. I also have the bowstring over there and a gun cleaning cloth as well. I have some bungee cables for the tarp. Which I don't need those no more. I don't carry a tent thing no more. I might keep those. I don't know. Those were some stakes. But I'm looking around here, other than the poles, which do not always stay with me, but sometimes go with me. That's pretty much my bug out kit. Now for the last thing, I do not have currently some appropriate weather clothes in here because it is the midst of summer and I have it all in my closet still. Let's see if I can get the light turn on here. Come on now, there we go. But I have BDUs, hoodies, brown shirts. I gotta love my brown shirts. Get my tactical vest here. Now for deep winter, I have outer shell, thermals, and this is my favorite thing. I forget what this is called. It's sold by Cabela. But yes, so I definitely have what I need for my clothing, I just do not currently have it in the backpack. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's given you some ideas for your own bug out bag, because I'm telling you, having a friend like Bob isn't having like any other friend. Well, mostly because Bob's a backpack and you carry him around and you're really carrying all of Bob's weight. You don't really, I don't know. Does he kind of carry his own weight? I don't know. That's up to you to decide. But again, thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it, and it's giving you some ideas. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you liked, tell me what you didn't like, and if you had an idea for a video that you would like to see, leave it in the comments below or send me a personal message on my channel. And thanks for watching WaysideSurvival. Rate, comment, and subscribe.